Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday, coming to you live on Tuesday. I'm grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. Let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity to give a piece of advice to, say to anybody right now at the end of this year, say if you had the opportunity to give a piece of advice to, say, 1,000 people, what would you say? Well, I asked that question of two of my son-in-laws that were upstairs with us in breakfast this morning, and Matt said that he would tell everybody that there's still plenty of time in this year. Don't give up. We've still got another 5 days to go. And Bronson said, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I thought, wow, two great messages just like that. So I'm going to kick off from those. I'm going to kick off from those just a little bit and talk about it. We talked about kindness. And we've talked about kindness. We've talked about how kindness can generate gratitude. When you're in a funky mood, just go out and do something kind for somebody, and it automatically generates kindness. It automatically generates gratitude, So I decided to give this a test. I had a disappointing situation. I was back east in New York, and something fell through. Had to change all kinds of flight arrangements, get on the plane and fly home instead of flying to what I thought was going to be a fun and exciting meeting. And I made the decision as I left the hotel and had called Uber that I was going to see if I couldn't do more acts of kindness. So as I got into the car and started talking to the Uber driver, he started expressing to me some of the things that were going on and how Christmas was tough. And then we started talking about gratitude. And as we talked more and more gratitude, he sincerely said, I want to have more gratitude in my life. And so that gave me an opportunity to take my gratitude rock out and share it with him. I took the one out of my pocket and let him have it. I got into the airport and I bought a box of chocolates, got on the airplane. My good friend Dave Van Buskirk taught me about this. He and his family have been doing this for some time. But I bought a box of chocolates and handed it out to the flight attendants. And they treated me like royalty. I can't tell you how many times they said thank you to me, how they offered me things. It was just amazing how that shift of kindness made a difference, a ripple that carried out. I walked back to use the restroom. You've been in those airplane restrooms before. It was a mess. Papers on the floor, towels on the floor, yuck, And I thought, wow, my initial thought was I need to let somebody know this bathroom's dirty. I said, wait a second. I'm in here. Why don't I just clean it up? So I cleaned it up, washed my hands, went out. A lady was standing ready to come in, and I knew that she would go into a clean bathroom, and that made me feel good. And so got off the plane. One of the benefits of getting home early was that we knew that our daughter, Natalie, had been involved in helping to put on an event for what she calls her friends. These are families that are going through some tough times and are looking for a hot meal and maybe some presents and some help to get presents for their kids. And so with the help of Olive Garden and numerous other volunteers, they organized and put together this great meal, and Lori and I were able to go over there and participate for several hours in helping to serve these families and watching them as they went out and picked gifts for their children for Christmas. Now, how can you not feel good after all of that? And so I look at my son-in-law's advice. I look at Matt and Bronson and their wisdom. You do one thing is the way you do everything. And if you look at it and say, the year's not over, so how do we get a running start into next year? Well, I think the way we do that is, why don't we all make a commitment? What can I do today? What can I do before the end of this year to create a empowered milestone into 2018? Something that will create ripples, something that will make you feel good, something that will give you that spirit of Christmas rolling right into next year. So that's my challenge to you. Share this with other people. Let's get a movement going, shall we? Let's find ways where maybe it's you buy a meal for the car behind you at the drive-through restaurant. Maybe it's just, or you anonymously buy a meal for somebody else. Maybe you just smile, help somebody across the street. Look for those opportunities. If you ask the question, what can I do before the end of this year to show kindness to someone else? My prediction is you'll find a number of wonderful ways to do it. We're going to hit 2018 running, aren't we? And I look forward to talking to you next week, because I'm excited to share with you some secrets. We're going to talk about the roots, not the roses. Have a wonderful wonderful year. Thank you for spending the last 4 years with me. Some of you have watched almost every Monday you've spent with me over the last 4 years. I congratulate you, and I'm grateful for you. I look forward to 2018. We'll talk to you next year. Bye-bye.